I did a master's at the Pontifical Institute of Medieval Studies at the University of Toronto, and which of course is a fantastic institution with a magnificent library and a rich interdisciplinary faculty, and also is associated with the church. And my understanding is that this institute was modeled very much on PIMS, as we call it. So the scale of the faculty and the caliber of the people who teach here, I think, are simply extraordinary. I have been here a few times. I grew up in Ann Arbor, and I used to sneak down here to use the library back in the day.
So to come here and to be in a library where everybody knows who Charlemagne is, I'm exaggerating obviously, but where you have a sense of people having a shared body of established knowledge from which you can depart and have a conversation. Everyone I talk to has something to say that I can use one way or another. I may not know how I'm going to use it, but it goes into the engine for potential transformation as a future moment, and that is here in the Midwest such a precious thing, because it is probably the only place in the Midwest, maybe a little bit the Newberry Library, but really where you can go and have conversation with a whole series of medievalists, some architectural historians, and a whole series of Italianists in the same place, which is why the symposium this weekend to celebrate the Institute on Dante's anniversary was so delightfully received, because I knew I would have an audience that would have incredible insights into my subject. My professional deformation is to believe that architecture creates culture, and to have physical environments in which scholars in related disciplines can literally interact on a regular basis, work side by side from different disciplinary silos, will by definition create and enhance and foment and further the spirit of interdisciplinarity. So you can have conversations at the Medieval Institute because of the physical environment that the Medieval Institute creates for a kind of intellectual dialogue that other places, especially not in the Midwest, that we just don't have.
The classic portions of medieval studies, like Dante, like many other things, certainly resonate with in the modern world. It's also the case that the field has become less narrow. When I was trained in medieval history, I worked on Western Europe, and most of the narratives were about England, France, and then Italy shows up when the communes become autonomous. We now look way farther afield, and it's a much more interesting story. So my graduate students now, instead of working just on Italian towns, tend to reach across the Mediterranean or even to China. I mean, I had a Chinese American student who worked on Mongol relations with Italy in the 13th century and the importation of Mongol silk. Another student who worked on the Italo-Greek monks in southern Italy and their relationship with Arab Muslims in North Africa and in Sicily. We've looked very far afield, and it gives us a much richer and more cosmopolitan understanding of what we now try to call not the medieval world, because there's not one, but rather medieval worlds as they intersected. You can see the field opens up in ways that I have found very exciting. And I know that that's true in this program, that people have turned to these kinds of new questions or new ways to answer old questions here at the Institute.